Hey beer tubers, it's Ryan back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me once again today. Gonna look at an import, something I don't do a lot of on this show. This is from the brewery Fantome in Belgium, and this is Printemps, which I'm probably butchering that name. But this is one of their many saisons they do at Fantome. In fact, I'm pretty sure they only do saisons. So this is a, 8%, and it just says Belgian Saison ale brewed with spices on the bottle. So my understanding is they use very high fermentation temperatures on these beers, special yeast strain, house yeast strain, and then they brew with spices as well. So I haven't had this particular Fantome yet, but if you've never seen them, they're green bottles, they're capped and corked. So gotta get the wine opener going on this one. Okay, there goes the cap on there, nice pop. Decent amount of CO2 coming out. Well, let's get this beer poured. Hopefully it is not skunked. And if it is, well, I'm just gonna have to roll with it because it's a green bottle and that's how we get it here in the US. But hopefully this has been stored cool and out of the light. If you notice, like every one of these beers, their labels are always like just kind of in shatters and kind of all just a mess, really. So that's unfortunate. Appearance wise, this one very clear, looking like, you know, a Duvel type of Belgian beer. Ton of carbonation, very much a straw color. Got about 1 finger head on there. It's pretty bright white. Let's get the aroma on it. Thankfully, there's maybe a slight touch of skunk, but mostly not. Mostly just getting a lot of that Belgian yeast and whatever spices they're using in there. Not the best aroma I've had in one of their beers. If you ever had the regular saison, that's a phenomenal beer. I need to get to reviewing that. That was a wonderful nose on there, very floral. This one tends to be more softer on the nose. You get some of the light, sweet, kind of bready malt character, some fruity yeast esters, and then maybe a touch of a spice note on there, like a softer clove that you might get on a Hefeweizen. So that's about it aroma wise. Not that great, but not too bad. So I'm gonna dig in. Cheers. Okay, taste wise, this reminds me, this definitely tastes like a Fantome beer. Ton of carbonation up front. That house yeast character is definitely coming through. It's such a unique yeast character. You're just gonna have to try this beer. It's gonna be hard to describe. There's a lot of different kind of components that go onto it. That's just I have yet to taste in other saisons, even the authentic ones from Belgium, the Saison du Pont. You know, all those great Belgian saisons, and there's just something about this yeast they have there and whatever spices they're using just makes it really stand out. Okay, so body wise, this is a pretty light beer. I mean, for 8%, can't smell or taste the alcohol. Very light on the palate, kind of medium light. Towards the back end, it definitely finishes with that traditional, just dry finish that you get with these beers. So up front, I get, after that carbonation kind of goes away, I get a slight bit of a citrus note. Definitely has a bit of a lemon character to it. Every Fantome beer that I've come across always has a little bit of tartness to it, if not quite a bit. Like I did the Fantome Noel, that was definitely more on the sour side. This one just has a nice citrusy note up front, kind of on the lemon side, and that's a real nice up front. And then in the middle, you start getting a little more of the spices they use. I was smelling the bottle and I actually got like almost like a root beer smell of it, so it's kind of got this earthy note to it as well to go along with the spice. Actually, the more I drink on it, the spice notes they're kind of a little more subtle. The fruity esters kind of dominate more on this one. You do get a touch of like a clove-like spice that you might find in a Hefeweizen, kind of on the mid palate. And then it finishes with some just kind of like light fruit character, almost like tropical fruit notes. Not quite that far, but maybe like some melons or something like that. A white fruit note on the back end. Okay, I've been sipping on this a little more. As it picks up, the spice character kind of fades a little away. You still get that kind of lemony tartness up front, and the back end, it's like this kind of duller honeydew into like white grape kind of notes. And it's really like subtle in that sense. There's like subtle complexity in it. It's easy drinking. It's scary how drinkable this beer is at 8% when you can't taste any alcohol whatsoever in this light, refreshing beer. It's just not quite blowing me away like the regular Saison has. And the Fantôme de Noël I really enjoyed. This is still a really good beer, so I'm going to go B+. Definitely above average, just borderline, just being really excellent. But highly recommended if you can pick up Printemps from Fantôme. I was able to get this for a pretty decent price. I think it was probably about like $12, which is not bad for an imported $7.50 bottle. So worth that money for sure. So it's going to wrap it up. Until next time, please comment, subscribe. Cheers.